Glen Affric, Scottish Gaelic, Glen Affric, is a glen southwest of the village of Cannich in the Highland region of Scotland, some 15 miles, 24 kilometers, to the west of Loch Ness. The River Affric runs along its length, passing through Loch Affric and Loch Bine, Headhoyne, Loch Benevian. History. Glen Affric, also written Glen Affric, was part of the lands of the Clan Chisholm and the Clan Fraser of Lovat from the 15th to the mid-19th centuries. By the early 15th century, Lord Lovat had passed the lands to his son Thomas, who in turn passed it on to his son, William, recorded in Burke's Landed Gentry Scotland as William Fraser, 1st Laird of Gleasachan. The lands included regions that would become the Glen Affric Deer Park and the Gleasachan estate, including the village of Cannich. In 1579, Thomas Chisholm, Laird of Strathglass, was imprisoned for being a Catholic. The Battle of Glen Affric took place in 1721. There exists in the Scottish Register of Tardens, possibly from the late 17th century, a Glen Affric fragment. By 1854, Dudley Marjoribanks, later Lord Tweedmouth, had acquired the lairdship of Glen Affric and Gleasachan, from Laird Fraser, whose family had built the original Gleasachan Georgian manor house around 1755. Tweedmouth had enjoyed a long lease on shooting rights over much of Glen Affric since 1846, and, following his acquisition of the lairdship, he initiated the first breed of golden retrievers at kennels near Gleasachan House. He put the retrievers to good use at the shooting parties he hosted at Glen Affric Lodge. Royal connections. The Duke and Duchess of York are reported in the Graphic, the 25th of September 1897, to have visited the Gleasachan estate in Strathglass, including Glen Affric Lodge and Deer Park. The Duchess, later Queen Mary, driving around the estate in 1897 with Lady Tweedmouth in 1897. Although Edward Marjoribanks, 2nd Baron Tweedmouth, had inherited the lairdship of Glen Affric and Gleasachan, the Clan Marjoribanks ownership ended with Edward's son, Dudley Churchill Marjoribanks, who became 3rd Lord Tweedmouth in 1909. He and his wife had 2 daughters, but no male heir. For the next 27 years, the estate was owned by the family of Newton Wallop, 6th Earl of Portsmouth, 1856 to 1917. The entire property, then consisting of 22,000 acres, 8,900 hectares, had been sold by 1936 to a Mr. Hunter. It was this laird that resold the Glen Affric Deer Forest to the west and a large area of grazing land to the Forestry Commission. A Lady Islington acquired the Gleasachan portion of the estate in 1939 but let the property go to ruin. In 1962 the Gleasachan estate, now considerably reduced in size, was bought by a descendant of the Frasers of Gorchalig. In 1990, this later generation laird wrote a booklet concerning his Fraser ancestors who had once owned Gleasachan. A History by Donald Fraser. 21st century. The Scotland Forestry Commission had bought much of the glen in 1951, and today the remainder consists of a number of sporting estates, including the Glen Affric estate with its 10,000 acres, 4,000 hectares, baronial castle and associated deer park. It was reported that since 2008, the Glen Affric lairdship has been held by David Matthews. Nature. The area is a Caledonian Forest Reserve, a national scenic area and a national nature reserve. Often described as the most beautiful glen in Scotland, it contains one of the largest ancient Caledonian pine woods in Scotland as well as lochs, moorland and mountains. Affric Lodge, the hunting lodge built by Lord Tweedmouth, is located on a peninsula in Loch Affric, while a Scottish Youth Hostels Association hostel is further up the glen at remote Altbeath. The glen is part of the Affric, Bewley hydroelectric scheme, constructed by the North of Scotland Hydro-Electric Board. Loch Mullerdock, in the neighbouring Glen Cannich, is dammed, and a 5 km tunnel carries water to Loch Benevian, which has also been dammed. From there, another tunnel takes water to Fastnac Isle Power Station, near Cannich. The mountains of Glen Affric are a popular destination with hikers, climbers and mountain bikers. References. External links. Glen Affric Estate, Glen Affric National Nature Reserve. Photos of Glen Affric, Glen Affric Walks, free guide.